The climate crisis and our security in Europe, how are they actually connected? Could climate change generate new insecurities in Europe? Today I present to you 5 facts about the climate and security of Europeans. Number 1. Extreme weather events such as floods and hot spells threaten security in Europe. Climate change already makes such events more likely. You remember, we had the extreme flooding in the Ahr Valley in Germany, where more than 130 people died. In Greece and Turkey, forest fires kill people and destroy landscapes every year. Currently, Spain is suffering from the earliest summer heatwave in over 20 years. In fact, there are more and more heat-related deaths in Europe. The science is clear. If we continue as we are, it will become even more dangerous for us humans. Number 2. Increasing water scarcity is another security threat. This is already a reality in many parts of Europe. Droughts and water scarcity are no longer rare or extreme events in Europe, and about 20% of the European territory and 30% of Europeans are already affected by water stress during an average year. Right now, for example, some Italian regions are already contemplating water rationing. The situation is expected to worsen as climate change is increasing the frequency, magnitude, and impact of droughts. Number 3. EU countries are also responsible for climate insecurity in the global south. The EU emits about 7.5% of the world's greenhouse gases, ranking 3rd behind China and the US. Climate change, which we Europeans help to cause, renders many places on the planet uninhabitable and threatens people's livelihoods. According to the United Nations, this leads to involuntary migration in the global south, which again leads to the destabilization of countries and whole regions. We Europeans therefore also bear global responsibility for peace in the world. Number 4. Climate security focuses on planetary and human security. Climate impacts threaten ecosystems and living species. It disrupts livelihoods and puts people in danger. But these devastating impacts can be contained by emission cuts and climate adaptation. These direct impacts of climate change only translate into displacement and other problems if our policies fail. A narrow focus on a country's national security alone is bound to trigger such failures. Climate security, therefore, helps us to understand security in a more holistic way as the security of the planet and humans. Number 5. We can achieve more climate security through a smart policy that, on the one hand, reduces CO2 emissions and thereby addresses the causes of climate change, and, on the other hand, pursues the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Inclusive development and good institutions are crucial to dealing with climate impacts. Therefore, these goals provide a blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet. They recognize that ending poverty and other deprivations must go hand in hand with strategies that improve health and education, reduce inequality, and spur economic growth, all while tackling climate change. As we have seen, climate change poses an increasing threat to security for all of us, Europe included. The effects of climate change can threaten people's livelihoods, increase involuntary migration, and limit the ability of states to provide security for their citizens. The good news is that it is not too late to do something about it. By tackling the root causes of climate change and pursuing the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, we can achieve climate security. By taking on her responsibility in that process, Europe can help this cause and protect Europeans.